Hello, welcome to eBritish IELTS. I'm Siddhima, and in this video, I'm going to talk about the speaking module of your IELTS exam and how you can score well in your speaking test if you just follow these tips while you're appearing for the exam. We will also discuss some do's and don'ts that you must keep in mind while you're appearing for your exam. Let us first understand what the speaking test of the IELTS examination consists of. The speaking part of your IELTS exam is made up of three main sections. Although in this video, I'm going to talk about the part 1 of your IELTS speaking test. So, without further ado, let's dive right into it. So, even if you're taking a general IELTS speaking test or an academic IELTS speaking test, the speaking part remains the same. The pattern remains the same and the questions remain the same. The IELTS speaking part 1 is often referred to as the introduction and interview part and lasts for about 4 to 5 minutes. This is where the examiner is going to introduce themselves to you and also seeks an introduction in return. So something like, "Good afternoon, my name's Serena," is an introduction. Be very sure of the fact that you're being clear and slow while you're introducing yourselves. Some very important tips and do's will also be elaborated further in this video. But let us first see what all are the parameters on which the examiner is going to mark you on, or what things you must keep in mind while you're speaking in your exam. So your pronunciation, fluency, vocabulary, and grammar is something that the examiner is keenly going to notice and mark you for. You must use accurate pronunciation. Your fluency should be intact. So while you're framing sentences and you're speaking them out, try to be fluent. Practice as much as you can. Fumbling will not help, or even taking long pauses is a sign of poor fluency. Good use of vocabulary is also essential. Words like good or bad, small, big are some things that we often repeat while we are talking. So try and learn some basic vocabulary words and replace them with high vocabulary words. Correct use of grammar. I cannot emphasize more on this point. Accurate grammar is essential for any English speaking test, or for that matter, your entire IELTS examination. Correct grammar will take you a long way and can fetch you a really high band score. So please be very sure with what grammar you are using while you're appearing for your speaking test. So when the examiner introduces themselves, they are going to ask you a few questions on very basic and general topics. This is a pool of common topics from which you can often be asked certain questions. These are going to be very easy and very basic, so please be well prepared. The examiner can ask you about your hometown or your friends, or what your hobbies are. The examiner would want to know what you're pursuing, or where you work at, or what you like about your work. They can ask you questions on topics as general as food and weather, sports, or clothes. A few more topics that have not been mentioned in this slide are family and your house. So basically, the interviewer wants to see how well you can converse with someone when you're speaking about these vital parts of your life. These topics are very basic and general for everyone, and to hold a good conversation, one must be well versed with these topics. Further is a list of do's that you must keep in mind while you're appearing for your exam, or even while you're preparing for it. Be confident and maintain good eye contact. When you sit in front of the examiner, try to smile and be confident. Even if you don't know certain answers, or even if you're nervous, try to portray a good first impression. Elaborate your answers after saying yes or no. So there can be a few questions which can be simple yes or no answers. For instance, if the examiner asks you, Serena, do you like seafood? While you could simply say yes or no, this is not advised in the IELTS speaking test. You must always elaborate a little when it comes to yes or no answers and give a precise reasoning for them. So you could say, no, I don't really like seafood because I'm allergic to seafood. This is a much better way of putting out an answer to the examiner's question. Good vocabulary usage, as I emphasized earlier in this video, is definitely important, and further we will also look at some synonyms that you can inculcate in your speech. Maintain a good posture. Give examples where necessary. Try and give a few examples where you want to, but do not go overboard or informal with your answer. Do not add too much or make it sound as if you are talking to a friend. Practice as much as you can before your exam. As I said earlier, this is very important. Anybody and everybody who practices daily are only going to improve. Now, there are certain things you must avoid while you're giving your IELTS speaking test. So, here's a list of the don'ts. Don't use a flat voice or a monotone. While you're appearing for your exam, you must look interested and deeply vested in the conversation. Do not use a monotone. Do not use a flat voice. You want to sound as human and interested and mentally present in your examination. So do not speak like, hi, my name is Sathima, I am from Punjab. This will not give a very confident impression of you. Try and have good voice modulations while you're speaking. Don't be off topic. Relevance is of utmost importance in your exam. Be relevant when you're talking about something. If the examiner asks you about seafood, be relevant in your answer and don't go overboard or elaborate more on sea life or why you don't like seafood. Do not be informal with the examiner and never say I don't know to any question that the examiner asks you. Often there can be questions which you are not well aware about or you have no clue about. But the examiner is not looking for an opinion from you. The examiner just wants to see if you're able to hold a conversation or even if you are able to make a sentence where you can add something about something that you have no clue about. So, if you're not aware of a fact, do not simply say I don't know. Add as much as or as little as you can, but make it interesting. Do not speak too quickly or too slowly. Do not repeat the question. The examiner does not want to see you buying time or having bad listening skills while the examiner is questioning you. So do not over and over again repeat the question. That way you are wasting your time and the examiner's time as well, and you are wasting the sentences you could have used instead of repeating the question. Don't worry about perfect English. As much as it is important to use correct English, we all sometimes speak incorrectly. But what matters is how you bounce back into your interview and how well you can incorporate various imperfections in your answers. So, try and speak correctly, but in case you speak imperfectly or incorrectly, do not lose hope or get nervous and spoil the rest of your interview. Mostly, examiners are going to avoid your imperfections if you can speak fluently and go on with a confident voice. Do not take long pauses. This is something which is a serious no-no. You do not want to irritate the examiner or make them wait for too long. That is how you don't land in a high band score. Now here is a list of few synonyms that you can use for commonly used words. So, when the examiner asks you about the favorite food of you or your friends, you should try and respond as, "My favorite cuisine is Indian." Also, remember when you're using these synonyms, use them correctly and do not use synonyms that you are not aware about. Do not use them incorrectly or in places you're not sure of. Your synonyms should be well framed and they should make sense when they are put in a sentence. So, try and increase your vocabulary when you are preparing for your exam so that when the day of your exam comes, you can use these synonyms correctly and in a proper manner. So for sentences where you want to elaborate further on what you like or what you don't like, you could use something like, "I relish seafood," or "I prefer vegetarian food." Some synonyms for "I think" are "I believe," "I'm of the opinion," "I feel." Good can often be replaced with words such as splendid, top-notch, or superb. So, you have a vast variety of synonyms you must learn from while you're preparing for your test. So, this is all for the part 1 of your IELTS exam, and we will be back with another lesson. Thank you.